Hi and welcome back to Fake Etymology using the names of arm bones. I have a little diagram here. It's a diagram. That's when you kill a measuring system. In honor of my daughter who broke her wrist bone, hold on. That's a seagull. Let's take first up where she broke her wrist, which was just here, the top of the radius. Now the reason it's called the radius is because, you know the Vitruvian Man that was drawn by Leonardo da Vinci? This one? You remember? Back in like the 1700s or something? If you take the radius bone, which is this one, and then you swing it around your head, you can make the radius of a circle. Which is there. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Then we have the ulna. Ulna is an interesting word, etymologically speaking, because it's missing a letter at the beginning. It was actually nullna. Null means no, nothing. And they didn't think that that bone existed, obviously. There's nullna there. They'd ask the anatomists, Leonardo DiCaprio. We would say, is there another bone in the arm? And they'd say, null. No. Yes, and then of course we have the funniest bone in the body, the phalangeles. The phalanges. I think the phalanges are like the top bits of the fingers, like the endy bits, you know, like the little pointy one. The ones that you point at your mother-in-law and say, put down the chainsaw. The phalanges, very interesting etymologically speaking, because we all know that the prefix phal used to be fill. Angela had a friend who had a well, and he used to come and fill her water well up with water. That's why it's called the phalanges, and he used his fingers to do it. Yeah. So then, of course, we have the carpals. That's these bones inside here, all the little grapey ones, you know, like just in there, all the, excuse my finger. Don't stick your phalanges up. These ones in here, look at that. Do you like this thing? I've got two of them. Anyway, it looks funny though, doesn't it? I call it my wrist nipple. These come from the fact that they kind of just look like they're all in a carpool together. Then of course you have the metacarpals. These ones were named metacarpals because they kind of look like they're in a carpool together on Facebook. Thank you very much. Then, of course, we have the second funniest bone in the body, the humerus. Confusing poor people like me as to how to spell humerus. Humerus is spelled H-U-M-O-U-R-O-U-S-O-U-R-S. Humerus. The reason it's called the humerus is because etymologically speaking, it's the one that Hugh Jackman finds the most disturbing. Humerose. Because he's a great anatomist, isn't he? Well, I mean, his own anatomy is, keep it clean, family friendly. Wolverine the floor. What? Then we've got the scapula down here. I don't know if you can see, no, that's not the scapula, that's the collarbone. It's called the collarbone, etymologically speaking, because it goes around your collar. And then, of course, you've got the scapula because, I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's the scapula. The reason it's called a scapula, etymologically speaking, is because it's the shape of a spatula. And it was just badly misspelled when they were writing those anatomy books, you know, like Gray's Anatomy, as opposed to black and white anatomy, because it's all just hidgery-podgery. We don't know what anatomy is. You can have anatomy, but can you have multiple anatomies? Thank you so much for breathing. Remember, be kind, be curious, and stay awesome. It's not the button. Thank you so much for breathing.